YouTube, what's going on? I came out here yesterday to make one of these videos and it was so windy that the sound on the video was pretty bad. So I thought I'd come back today and we're gonna have the same problem, but I don't think it'll be quite as bad. Anyways, really nice day here in East Phoenix. Scattered clouds, nice breeze. It's probably 70 degrees. It feels great. I'm working on a car dealership diorama, but today I wanted to bring out this diorama because I've added some details with the fence. Also added some more tires. I just thought it was a really nice touch, so I wanted to add a few more. Added the basketball hoop, or I attached the basketball hoop, I should say. And I don't remember in the last video that I showed this in, I don't remember if I had it lifted or not, so I wanted to show you guys the lifted K5 because it, as you can see, it looks significantly better. So there's that. Here's the new casting. I think it's BSN Creations, 3rd Gen Mitsubishi Pajero, known in the US as the Montero. And then like the Blazer, I don't recall when I showed this, if I showed it before the wheel swap or after. So the wheels that come on this car are way too big, the wheels and tires, so it throws the whole look of the car off. But if you get wheels that are a little smaller, these are still green light wheels and tires, it just looks so much better. Actually, this car might be the most convincing green light car that I've seen as far as like replica model goes. Very, very convincing. Very cool. Here's the rear quarter angle. Still a very good looking car. The wheels are tucked up underneath as they were on the car. It just looks so much more proper when you put the right size wheels and tires on it. Excellent looking car. I love it. Probably my favorite green light tooling. At least for right now. That is always subject to change. But with all these new castings that they've brought out, I am going to have to do a new top 10 toolings video. Because if you go back and watch my last one, the top 3 were the Fox body, the Ram Charger, and the Ford LTD wagon. And my top 3 now, I don't know if any of those 3 would be in it. They brought out so many new castings and some really nice ones. Anyways, here's a Toyota Coaster shuttle van from Tiny. This is a really nice model, not the most detailed. It's not TLV type detail. Really, the only thing it's missing is lens, headlights, and tail lights. Other than that, it is a very nice replica. Sprung suspension, prototypical wheels. Just the headlights and tail lights that leave a little bit to be desired. So while at the Toy Pimps, not sure why he brought these in, but he did. It's not really what he sells, but these are so hot right now that I think he picks them up when he can. But here is the 1976 Bicentennial Edition Chevy Bonanza. And I like this truck. My brother actually had a 1976 Chevy Bonanza short bed, just like this, except for it was lifted. And it wasn't the Bicentennial Edition, obviously. That's probably a $100,000 truck if it's in mint. They only made 500 of them, so really rare. But it looked like this for all intents and purposes, except it was primer gray and it had a 3-inch lift. but it was a 1976 Chevy Bonanza. When he sold it, he regretted it so much that he ended up buying a 1977 Chevy Scottsdale, which was a long bed and it was not lifted. So here is the 1976 Chevy Scottsdale. This is the Olympic edition. So again, it was a real limited release. They only made 500 or so of these, and they were only sold up in Canada. So also probably about $100,000 truck. I think, I'm just guessing. It could be more, I don't know. But they're really rare. So anyways, a couple of new awesome Auto World square bodies, which I don't really have many of those because I don't ever find them in the wild, and it's rare that I can find them on the secondary market at reasonable pricing. So unlike the Greenlight square body, which you can buy at normal Greenlight pricing on eBay, and it actually looks very respectable compared to the Auto World, at least when it's the lifted configuration as we see here. Very cool looking truck. Debating on whether doing a wheel swap. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the chrome, so I may or may not, but this is a GMC High Sierra. Awesome looking truck. And it actually, look at the two Greenlight square bodies. Greenlight did a really nice job. It's just, with Greenlight, it's always a question of the fit and finish, the build quality, because their quality control's been pretty awful for a while. Really hasn't shown signs of getting better either, so we'll have to see if anything changes with that. A little accident up here. I love this B body though. So nice. That's a good sign. 8 minutes into the video and only one car, so here's probably my favorite new addition to my collection. Now I've had the Hobby Japan Mark V Toyota Supra, and it's okay, it's nice. The wheels on it are too big and it doesn't roll and it looks out of proportion. But this here is the Kyosho, and it is a fantastic model. If you're going to pick between the two, there's no question I would go with the Kyosho. It looks more proper, the stance looks more proper, and most importantly, it is a great rolling car, and the Hobby Japan is a static display. This thing is just awesome. I couldn't decide whether to get red or white, so I actually ended up getting both. Didn't do anything to this side of the layout. I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to keep this as it is. But I really like this diorama. This is definitely one that I'll keep. The car dealership that I'm working on, I'm not really fond of. I think I'll end up giving it away, but I will be keeping that building. Here it is on the back seat. So I'll probably take the trees off of it and then give it away. So as I typically do on weekends when I make these videos, I usually shoot the video, then I head home and start on a new diorama, and that is my plan right now. However, the diorama that I'm going to go make is going to be a really small one, but I want to try just to make another small scene, and it's actually going to probably be somewhat similar to this part of this diorama here. So we'll see how that comes out. I got some really cool Woodland Scenics fencing that I want to use that they just put out, and it just looks really good. And for those of you who are new to making these layouts, using a structure is probably one of the things you can do to add the most amount of detail. But if you're unable to find a structure or you don't want to build one, fencing also adds quite a bit. And you can do a nice little, just even like a little dirt lot with a nice fence around it to make a nice little scene for your die cast. This fence here that goes around the side and the back I made. It was really easy to make. But this log fence here up front I did buy. And the other fence that I have that I'm going to use on this next layout is it's called a privacy fence, and it's basically just a standard wood plank fence, but it's about 30% taller than the log fence here. And it would have looked a lot better on this layout than this log fence does, but I decided to use the log fence here because of the camera access, because I need this part open to where I can see the die cast, and I also need this part open. And if I would have used that other fence, it would have hid a lot. It would have taken away a lot of the camera angles, and that's one of the best things about this diorama is all of the great camera angles that you can get. Even if we turn it, like even on this side, there's some really good camera angles. So I really like this diorama. Alright guys, I'll talk to you at the next video.